Hi everyone, Irit here with a new art journal process, and this was really fun to make. I haven't played in my art journal for a long time. I had all kinds of projects to finish, and it was just I took the time, stopped doing what I kind of had to do more urgently, and just painted this girl. So I am working in my Stillman and Byrne A4 journal. This one is from the Beta series, and I love this paper. It's really my favorite um, journal alongside the Jane Davenport one. And the nice thing about the Stillman and Byrne journals is that they come in a variety of sizes and covers. So they have also the soft cover, and I think I might, after I finish this one, I might try the 8 by 10 soft cover one, although I really like the A4 size. So I don't know, it's just nice sometimes to mix it up a little bit. And so that's my journal. The paints that I'm working with, it's a palette that I assembled. If you followed me, then you may notice that this palette used to be smaller. This one is my custom palette with a mixture of colors that I picked. But I was in town, and well, the art store was there, and well, a few Schmincke half pans jumped at me. I kind of made the switch to tubes at some point, but I love the Schmincke pans. Somehow I like them better than when I fill my own pans with the Schmincke paint. The Schmincke pans are just fabulous. So I also wanted to try a few colors, and I didn't want to commit to a whole tube, so I just picked a few half pans, and then I switched around a bit the colors in my palette, and yeah, made this one. I will make some changes to it because there are like a couple of oranges that are too close in color, and I don't need them. So it's definitely a work in progress. And the way I'm going about it, I started with just roughly sketching the face of this girl. And the one thing I had in mind was the rough lines of the hairstyle, because I was kind of wearing my hair like that at that day. Just pulled back a little bit at the top, and I felt like drawing it also. And my hair color is not, as yellowy and bright as this, but I'm a little bit of a redhead from a bottle. And the way I am painting her is something that I did before and I really enjoyed, and I thought it would be fun to do it again. Basically, I'm following the rainbow or color wheel, whatever you want to call it, as I'm drawing. So I started with, after the pencil lines, I just added just a little bit of definition with purple. But then I started with yellow, moving to orange, red, pink, purples, blue, teal, green. And it's just a really fun way to work, it kind of gives you structure, and you're not really thinking, which colors should I use now. You have the set plan that you have to follow, and then you can just kind of figure out where do you want to place the colors that are next on the plan or the list or the rainbow or color wheel or whatever. So obviously you can start with whichever color you want, but I think yellow is a good color to start, because you can kind of mark your highlighted areas and then move into the other colors. And yeah, this was just so much fun. And this journal is kind of becoming my girl faces journal, and I work in several journals at the same time, and it's kind of nice to have somewhat of a theme to each journal. So I can decide what I'm in the mood for, and then pick my journal to fit that. I have my landscape journal, the smaller ones, and that's where I do more like landscapes and that sort of thing. I play with my colors in all of my journals. But yeah, this one somehow works well, I think, for faces. And it's really fun. I have the face on one side and then I just play around on the other side. And this also came out now in a few of my pages where there's a girl on one side and then there's flowers and playtime on the other. And each color that I add to the girl, I also add in some form to the other side. And it's really, the words permission to play pop into my head. It's actually a name of a class from Mindy Lacefield. And I really have to thank her for, I don't know, kind of giving me really permission to play. And I dove into drawing faces thanks to her classes. If you're not familiar with her and you want to try out, I recommend starting with the refined and unrefined face. I promise you that it will just make it so much easier for you to draw a face. And yeah, I just, I took, I think, a class from Jane Davenport, and she also has amazing classes. And it's just somehow her style is more intimidating to me than Mindy's. And I kind of find myself, when I have more of like Mindy's philosophy going on in my head, I find myself enjoying my process more and more pleased with the results. And this is not to say by any means, I really don't want it to sound like, Jane's classes are not as good or something like that. They're fabulous. And you should see, she has a Facebook group with like 10,000 people, or I don't know how many, that is open to everyone. And her students make the most gorgeous work. But just for me personally, where I'm at in my art journey, a lot of things that Mindy says and how she works and her philosophy is just echoed with me. And I just, there are classes for me, there are classes that I take and I can enjoy the class and watch the videos and feel very inspired, but it won't necessarily get me to actually paint or paint something without feeling frustrated. But I really felt with Mindy's classes that it got me painting. It got me painting in my style, and it just, I felt really happy. And sure, yes, sometimes, what happens on the paper is not what you imagine in your head. But in general, I really feel like, like I made kind of a leap in my progress, probably more in my head than actual skill. But yeah, just painting these girls has been such a fun experience, and I've really enjoyed it. So now I kind of went through all the main colors, and now it's time to, I'm just adding some details to the eyes. And I really find that, at some point when you start adding detail, I really like adding the detail only to the most important thing in my art journal spread. In this case, it's her face and in general, and her eyes in particular. And then I want to keep the rest very loose and playful, and, well, you can see. I just think it kind of helps to bring everything together and lead your eye to the most important part. And if you start adding detail to everything, then I think it takes away from your subject and focal point. Of course, all these rules or whatever are meant to be broken, but that's just what I find works for me. And it kind of gives me the also the permission to really have fun around the girl, and you can see just make these fun flowers, abstract playtime shapes, colors, pools of colors, spots, all these things that I really love. And yeah, I could probably fill just whole journals with, just that type of play. But I think it's also nice to have some sort of focal point. So at this point, I'm trying not to overwork things, and I don't know what I was looking at. Just looking around in my journal. I really love this journal. Maybe I was, just trying to. Yeah, it just made me happy to look through it. What can I say? I'm soon done with it. I think I have a few more pages, not so super soon, but yeah. So at this point, my watercolors are dry, and now I'm going in with some pencil work, and I can't tell you how much fun this was. And you kind of have you don't have to really think about this. This is just about adding some texture, adding some more detail, adding some more color. And because I'm basically doing some tone-on-tone work here, trying to match the colors of the pencils to the colors of my watercolors. And this is just super fun. I think it adds a lot of detail and just looks great, and you can be the judge yourselves in the close-up shots and figure out if this is something that works for you. But this is just so liberating and so much fun. It's like, my daughter calls it krichi krachi painting, like that kids do, that they grab a pencil and they just make a krichi krachi mess on the paper, and then they're super happy, and as your parents you have to be very impressed with it. So I'm showing you the pencils that I'm using. It's a mixture of Faber Castell polychromos. These are not watercolor pencils, these are regular coloring pencils, and the other ones are some Holbein pencils that my lovely friend Megan sent to me from Japan. And yeah, and then the final touch here is some white lines. I think these, again, the white pen makes such a difference, and I really think without the pencil and the white pen, it would look just really, really not as good. And that's it. I'm using the Posca pen. It's overall, I've had a few, and also my jelly, the Signo broadpoint that I really loved, Signo Uniball. Somehow they all died on me, and the Posca pen is the last one left standing. And yeah, stamp the date, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I will put a link to all the supplies that I can link to. Yeah, this was so much fun, and look at that lovely texture with a pencil. I love those pencil doodles. I wish you a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow in another video. Bye!